What's up guys, what is up, and welcome back to ARK Survival Evolved. Today we return with a very cool mod slash map to showcase known as Epic Islands. You might be looking around, Star, this is a pretty big map. I know, it's gonna be way bigger. So currently at this stage, what the map is, I'm just gonna read a little bit of the description really quick, let you guys know about it. It's going to be a pretty fantasy slash epic map. According to the guy, there are going to be 9 landscapes, which are, by landscape, I believe that he means, I don't know what he means by landscape, but he says he wants there to be 9 landscapes, each landscape having the size of about 49 square kilometers, and the official landscape, or the official map, has 1 landscape for 46 square kilometers. So what I'm thinking he's going to be doing is currently he's working on a bunch of islands here. This is the first landscape to my knowledge. So what he said for the islands is he's not going to just make one large island with a few small isles. He wants to make a lot of isles, and all of them with their own specific creatures and biomes. The ocean, he wants everything, or all the, specific ocean dinos to be there. Near land, far land, deep water, that type of stuff. And he wants some small isles with 2 to 3 different species, and bigger islands with 10 to 15 different species. He wants more forests, deserts, and all those different biomes. So currently in the mod, or the map, I believe there are 18 out of a possible 49 species being used animals-wise, so it's a little bit limited in that sense. But scale-wise, you can get a sense for just how big this is. I'm pretty high up in the sky using my fly feature, so that's giving you a little bit of a sense of scale there. But for now with the map, he said he started with the upper left landscape, and he wants to begin with a new island after the one before is finished. You can play on the map from time to time, and you'll see a new island every once in a while. Currently, he has finished the first island. There's more wood and terrain, got some changes. And then the second island he finished as well. I believe that's that island over there. And we have that little small isle, but I think that's that second island that he's talking about. And he added some dinosaurs there, fixed the ocean, did some stuff. Upcoming updates are going to have more islands. Existing islands get new dinos. The ocean and ground gets more detailed. The existing islands might potentially get caves, and the obelisks will be added in as well. So that is how it's going to work with this map in the future. Just that sense of scale it gives me with how many landscapes and how big he wants this to be. That's kind of insane, and it's kind of going to be awesome. So in order to even get around this map somewhat decently, I'm putting the map on insane game speed so we can actually somewhat fly around at a decent pace. Actually, how fast can the slow-mo go? I think 10 is the highest. Maybe we can go up to 20. I'm just being kind of like, No, I think 10 is the highest. Anyways, though, this is a little bit of a look at the landscape. Things might seem very sped up right now, but this is how you can see it. We can get ourselves a little bit closer back home. We will probably... so you can see the awesome, put this back to normal so you can see an actual animation there, and just kind of get a sense of scale for this place. And this is an awesome landscape. Just like, I love what he's done with it. You got the river there, leads through the island all the way to a little bay, got some airdrop spawns, rest of this island, and overall it's just very well done. And I really wanted to show you guys this map because this seriously has potential to be one of the best maps out there. Currently, a couple other notable maps. I know that there's Valhalla, and I think the Pirate Total Conversion, I think that has a different map as well. But in terms of this, just looking at this is insane because he's done so much to this, really. Just in terms of dinos, there's a little bit limited on dinos, so if you do want to play on this map, you might not be seeing the most dinos in the world due to those spawns, but I'm going to continue to give you guys a little bit of a look here into this island and what you can expect to find here. Just so you know, this is, I believe, 100 times game's normal speed, so we are going insanely fast across this island. And for a sense of scale, if we were... Oh no, it just got dark. Oh, we're getting dehydrated. Forgot infinite stats. There we go. That should fix that. That is very trippy how nighttime's going. Set time of day 09:00. There we go, set it to the morning. I'll just reset that every once in a while. But just for a sense of scale, if we were to just be on the ground, that's how big we are compared to like this river, right? It'd take us, a little bit to get across the entirety of that river, and then just that river compared to the entire island. This is already a pretty big island and pretty awesome because there's so many more islands in terms of just, size-wise. There's way more islands, so there's kind of reason to have, what is it? Kind of boats and stuff going in between, have not only boats, but also water creatures, since there's this huge island, or huge just bay of water here in the middle. We got a cool little pond here of coelacanths. I actually really like that little, little koi pond. Then here we have ourselves a second island. I'm not entirely I don't think this one's finished. I think this one is a work in progress. Here we can see some mosasaurs and plesiosaurs, which are kind of glitched because they really shouldn't be spawning in that shallow of water. They should be spawning, if anything, in the deep water. Also, let's go into God mode just in case. But as you can see underwater, things get pretty damn deep. So the water already is also very well done. We're being attacked by a plethora of things. Get out of here, sharks. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so they're going to be annoying us a little bit. But as you can see, the water gets pretty deep. It looks like he was messing around with this stuff a little bit. Okay, these sharks are... Jesus Christ, that is very trippy to look at. I'm just going to get on out of here. Well, it's a little bit of sense of scale for the water. There's definitely stuff to be had in the water. I can't seem to fly again. Can I fly? No. That's weird. Oh, if I get into water, I can't fly again? That's really weird. I've never had that before. I can't fly through the water. I guess we got to get back on land before we hit fly again. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get on over to this new island here. And there we go. All right. It's also insanely hard to even move with this, but if we can fly again, there we go. Beautiful. This is the second island, which appears to have been completed. That over there appears to be a work in progress. Set time of day. Let's do that. This island seems to be completed. We have an airdrop up there, up on that cool cliff. What appears to be kind of a swampy basin here. We can actually see what I believe to be snakes. That sun is getting very glary. Thank you, sun, for being so glary. But yeah, this is appearing to be a swampy biome over on this island. We got the flying creatures up here, which is actually pretty cool. Pteranodons are perching themselves up here. You can kind of get up here from the back. And we also have ourselves a cool, another little bay area here. Very cool that both islands have a cool little bay area that you could turn into like a dock or, even like a port. Lots of cool potential here. This will be, I feel like this will be an insane roleplay map whenever that time comes around as well. Why do the rocks only spawn when I'm that close? I feel like they usually spawn in a little bit closer. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I accidentally changed some settings. We can see that some Zoeticarises and them doing their stuff. What appears to be some oil nodes here and some very rocky terrain. And you can just see how much work he's put in this map, making the terrains, the landscapes. And it is pretty insane. I mean, looking at that sense of scale, you can see how big that island is. This island is about half that size. It kind of looks like the head of a Dodo Rex when you look at it, which is kind of funny, or like a claw. Do you see what I mean? You can kind of see like its mouth there, that, I don't know, but again, cool stuff. And then we also have the blueprints for the next island, which appears to be ginormous compared to the other one in terms of land. Don't know if this is going to continue to be. Like I said, this could be a work in progress. That just got really weird. Oh, it got foggy, that's what. But we can see here there's some sort of a rivery volcano area, which is kind of new. I've never seen this before. This might just be him experimenting with it, or this could legitimately be something in terms of that. It leads into somewhere, nowhere that we can go to, but that's where the water might, quote unquote, drain. And a cool little water volcano spring, and then we just have a bunch of open land that is going to be worked on. And if this is the current island he's working on, this is going to be island number 3. This is going to be pretty insane because that's a pretty big island. Or maybe this is the first landscape he's talking about, because he was talking about landscapes and islands. So how it might work, don't quote me on this, but landscapes might be ginormous kind of continents. And this could very well be one of them. Oh, look at that. The water's falling from there. Oh, so there is a river. It's not all in there. It's a work in this is definitely work in progress, because I can literally see into that mountain. And he's already has the blueprint laid for the river. You can see it's got, stuff down there. The waterfall is working, and it leads into some water. It just doesn't go all the way out. That's also a very trippy shadow. Well, yeah, we can see some water there. This actually does lead into a... Oh, now that is cool. That's a one-way thing, though. Okay, that's really weird. He'll probably have to fix that. But this is very much so a work in progress. And this island, though, what it could be is that landscapes are kind of pretty much continents, and then those islands are kind of just cool little islands off the coast. If so, and he wants to make 9 landscapes, he said, because this landscape looks like it could be about the size of the ARK map if you factor in those 2 little islands as well. So if this is the first landscape and there's going to be 9 more of these on this map, Let's just take a second to realize how insanely huge this map is going to be. Might need a pretty powerful server, but imagine how many people could play on this, play comfortably, and the tribes that would arise. There's just so much potential for this. It could turn like, it could make like an MMO type server, which would be crazy with how big this map is. So, bunch of potential. Can't wait to see what happens with this mod slash map, because this is actually insanely insane. I've never said insanely insane before, but this warrants that. And I'm excited to see what comes out of it. But if you want to check it out, link will be down below in the description. But other than that, that's going to go ahead and do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching the video as always, and hopefully see you in the next one.